What am I looking at?
There's no Ike.
There's no Ike.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
sure?
that one we
We've done
didn't do
all
for
I'm
sure.
positive.
hybrids.
I'm
We've done all
positive.
three
I just
hybrids.
looked at it.
It's Kings, Blizz, and Holly.
So here are all the
Okay.
maps. It's Hanamura, Volskaya, Horizon, Watchpoint, Dorado, Junkertown, Kings Row, Hollywood, Blizzard World, Lijiang, Oasis, Busan.
Okay. Here we're gonna do what we normally do. Just start off with defense. Defense, you're gonna be running Ball, Diva, Tracer, Doom,
Hello.
Hello. We're going for the close hold.
Brig. Yep, for the close hold. Brig, Zen. So, Ball, Diva,
Yep.
Tracer, Brig, Zen.
Oh, I think a team did this to us.
And then Doom, would Doom be on like orange? Or where
Yeah,
would Doom
Doom
be?
can be orange.
Yeah.
Wait, can you read
Doom,
them?
I would prefer it though if the Doom was positioned with the Diva.
With the Diva, right? 'Cause you can just
Yeah.
sign
Is the
through.
Tracer
Isn't
on that?
isn't orange more to the right? Orange
Yeah,
is orange.
That's
This is
it.
orange.
He's wait, no, that's you can't get on top of that building.
Yes, you can.
It's
Yep.
it's on the right. Like the building's on the on the outside of this map.
No, that
It's
one's
like a
not.
bit of
There's a lot of maps there.
This is literally
You can
orange.
get on it.
You can actually
Really?
stand there.
It
yeah,
is
you can.
orange. I'm in the
Oh,
game
okay.
right now.
My bad.
In the did you say Tracers in the low ground on the code?
Yeah, you're down there in the bottom right
Okay, okay.
by the little fucking shadow.
Reed.
Oh
if
yeah,
you're
I know what you're
comfortable,
talking about.
over here though, you can be over here. That's fine too.
What do you mean by more comfortable?
Whatever you prefer.
If this is an awkward angle for you to attack from a Tracer, this positioning here.
Well,
is
where's
also
the
doable.
dive? The dive's right
On
on
cart.
The dive's right on cart.
Okay.
You're close holding with this comp
So
here.
I guess
Yeah.
I could just shoot
Once the
dive.
cart gets to here, that's when we're going in. So if this comp looks
Right.
familiar, it's because this is something that teams run. It's piggybacked off of Toronto Defiance composition, which instead of having the Tracer had the Sombra. If you guys remember that.
Are we doing that?
There is no
No.
Sombra in the current game.
Oh, right.
Wait, they didn't run
But
the
if Tracer
ball,
gets
though.
banned next rotation, you just swap the Tracer for Sombra, and boom, you're in business.
Yeah,
So wouldn't
hack,
you run the-
hack fist.
Wait, wouldn't you want the Tracer? Wouldn't you want the Sombra instead? Like, even
Sombra's
if, like-
banned right now.
Yeah, but you said if she gets unbanned.
If Tracer gets banned, you just play Sombra instead.
But what if like Tracer and Sombra are both unbanned? Would you
Then
want
you play Sombra,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so I'm just
like the
better
Toronto
hero.
Defiant did.
Yeah.
Hack fist, baby.
Yep. You're just diving on cart. It's that simple. You're
Yeah.
just looking to dive on cart. Squishy's first. Smile.
Smiley face.
Now if they run dive in response, well, these supports here
Go.
are undiveable. You guys actually rotate over here,
Oh.
and you're undiveable because we have Diva Doom support for you. They can't do anything.
And you can just keep playing normally.
And
pretty
we
much
have
keep-
Tracer Ball that can kill their backline as well. So
Yeah.
if they leave their backline, they're kind of fucked. The counter for for your comp is them just playing a Ryan Diva May Kree comp and playing it better than you play dive.
Okay.
That's the counter. Most teams right now are not playing Ryan Diva comps, so they're all washed up on it.
If
So
they're doing that, are we just swapping to Ryan Diva, or are we?
Good?
if they
Or-
do this, you can respond with just dive of your own. To be honest,
We're just gonna
it's
play
very
better?
particular in how you do it, though. Like you
No,
can't
no,
just be
if
like,
they do
just
Ryan
fucking
Diva.
run dive, dude. No, it's not like that.
If they Ryan Diva in response to our dive, do we just swap Ryan Diva?
No, you can actually run this Doom Tracer shit into Ryan Diva. You can run it in
Just do it better.
spam.
Just play
Yeah,
well.
if it turns out that they're doing it better than us, we just go fucking spam comp, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
because if you think about spam comp, right?
Just so many fucking
Wow,
Dorado.
spam comp
Yeah.
is so fucking strong here on second.
Yeah, look at this fucking
Wow,
map,
spam
dude.
comp's so fucking strong here on third.
Yeah.
And then you force them to swap off of Ryan Diva onto a dive comp of their own, and you just fucking left click them. You left
Yep.
click them. If they want to expose themselves to damage, you take that as an opportunity to do damage. You actually can run Hanzo Tracer over Hanzo May as well and get backline pressure.
I think Zombie will like that.
Yeah, and that gives you backline pressure, which kind of just fucks. To be honest, that's why I like Hanzo Tracer so much right now, and that's why a lot of the comps we talked about include a Tracer. with the Hanzo, which is really good.
It's a lot of fucking frontline damage to be baited into the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rare Trace, it's really good.
When it comes to the cart getting through arches, though, if you're on this dive comp,
Yeah.
very simple. Diva, Ball, Doom. Actually, no. Actually, yeah, Doom. Your Tracer's in here, and then your Brig and Zen are just on Fountain, and then this is your kill zone.
Yep. Why wouldn't you want your Doom on high behind them, maybe, if you can, like near where Ball is here? On the other side?
Because if your Doom's behind them,
They can just
and
ignore
they
them.
can simply deny high ground from your
Okay.
Doom.
Okay.
Now, so go ahead.
So by just having your Doom play further back, now you can argue though to switch the positioning of your Doom and your Tracer, which is actually not a bad idea, because your Doom can peek out and just get the one shot on the wall
Yeah.
here,
Mm-hmm.
which is completely fine. And then you would just have your Tracer with your Ball over here, and then you and the Tracer can actually control this high
I
ground
think I like that
and
more, but
control this high ground as well.
I like that more than the other way. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I've not tried this specific dive setup yet, though, and that's why.
Sorry, I had to mute, so I have like nothing going. I don't know what's going on second fight or whatever.
Oh,
This
Sorry.
is just us going off of dive positions. So Ball, Tracer, Doom, Diva, Zenbrig.
and this is when Cart is under bridge, like on bridge, and like our kill zone
Yeah.
is
Right
right
when
there.
someone is right in
Doom's
this
in the
area here.
room.
Yes,
He can be.
Okay.
Sin,
he can
Okay.
be.
Sin, what if like one of us fucks up and gets picked? Like say like they have a Kree and Kree just runs in and like stun fans are doomed. Do we still initiate the dive or do we just like retreat at that point?
That's what
You
I'm
should be
wrong.
initiating as they're pushing through. Like your Doom isn't holding right on the health pack though. That's the thing. Your Doom's really here,
Yeah.
but he's
That's like the
controlling
doorway,
this-
right?
He's
Yeah.
controlling that health pack.
Right.
And then once we're coordinating the dive, your Doom moves forward and then looks for that punch through the door. Because your Doom can
Yeah.
punch through the door while he's here.
Wow, you drew a lot of dicks on the screen again.
Yeah, I know.
I see 2 dicks.
So if someone like happens to die, right? In the
Someone happens to
theoretical
die,
case-
we're forced to fight, and we want to be diving in onto the
Fucking
back line.
hard. He
instead of-
goes
instead
so
of the-
hard. Yeah.
You literally just go for supports. That's it. You just go for supports.
Yeah.
Just like, oh,
So
God, smile.
Ball
Then
and
it's
Tracer
easier,
look
right?
to combo on the supports, and then they look to reset into new positioning, and then we coordinate another dive onto the enemy team again.
Yeah.
Once one of the one or both of the supports are dead.
Right. What about a retaking? What about if we were like shit at Cart?
Okay, so if you're retaking like for a recontest, yeah,
Yeah.
you
Like, if the
don't
card's
have a
almost capped.
whole lot of options.
If the Cart is like almost capped pretty much, or it's like last fight, like chance to retake.
So
you know?
Ball's gonna be coming from this
Yeah,
area.
go to the left and shit.
Tracer's coming from this area. Diva's going
Up there. Yeah.
onto the high ground. Your Doom is kind of
I
just
think-
fucking coming in wherever he wants. To be honest, it's fucking Doomfist.
Yeah. it's
And then your
fine.
Zen and Brig are also going to be coming out of here, but because they're coming in behind the ball, Ball's creating space for them just by aggressing in. Just by moving in, your Ball's creating space for them that they can play off of and then support your dive. So your dive is basically all here, and then you're attacking into this area here.
Right, yeah. That's what I thought.
Is Tracer holding in the
And then again, you should
This
have
one.
alts that you're able to commit at this point.
Right.
Now,
Mine, probably.
You can fucking commit them, especially if we're talking about a last fight scenario.
Mm-hmm.
No reason to hold your alts when we're talking about a last fight scenario. Because, like, they get the recontest, you're brawling with a recontest. Let's say they win that recontest, you've built alts throughout that brawling period, which means you can stay on dive for second and then look for the close hold and snowball your dive.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
the thing with
sense.
dive. Dive is the most snowbally comp in the game since 3-3 is dead.
Oh man, goat snowballs. Oh. Man, snowball with goats. All right, that answers my question. Thank you.
Now, on attack, you're rolling out on Hanzo Tracer. Or you can roll out on Widow Tracer. I personally prefer the Widow Tracer. And the reason for that is we can look to stage our dive onto this high ground, get our tracer to flank underneath, whatever the fuck this rotation is, and gets ready to come up these stairs, which means we have tracer able to go in from the back. We have Widow with the ability to get onto orange.
Right.
We have our Zen and Brig pushing card. Or if Jay, if you know if you know the Ana nade spot for that high ground,
I used to,
You
but
can
I can find it. I have a screenshot on my computer.
That high ground, we can run Brig Ana.
Okay.
And then that provides more support and pressure on the high ground. We get a big nade there to coordinate with our dive and our Widow's crossfire. We're in business.
I have a heck of a good one on King's Row, but
Paul Champion.
where are those ones at?
Say the enemy team is doing our strat to us, and we're like attacking their full holding or their forward holding. In what ways do we like try to break that as well?
So you can run your own pharmacy.
Yeah, just fucking
And
go
then
up in
you
the
run
sky.
the pharmacy, and you basically have your diva, basically
bully, just
contesting
keep
their
bullying,
diva who's
right?
over here. So your FAR is
Yeah.
going to be pressuring the supports. Diva's going to respond, and then your diva's responding to their diva, and their
Right,
diva's
so they
just
can't
becomes
matrix.
fucked at that point because
Right.
you're neutralizing the diva's aggression with your own diva's aggression.
Okay, yeah, that makes
So
a
your
lot of
FAR
sense.
is just allowed to fucking spam.
So pretty much just fucking spam them out, make them move.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just respond with pharmacy, tracer, dive.
Okay, cool. Sounds
That's
good.
You can even run an Orisa Diva or Diva Ball. Orisa, in my opinion, is better on attack. And the reason for that, cart jockey and
You
Halt.
just sit there, yeah. You literally just sit on cart.
Because you have Halt that can combo with Pulse Bomb, you have Halt that can combo with Diva Bomb, you have Halt that can combo with Fire Barrage.
Right, and if
we're
we have
diving, where are we diving on? Like, what are they? Are they
We're
holding
not
high
diving
ground?
anywhere.
Alright.
you're not diving,
Are-
that's we're
are we
spamming
assuming
them
they're
out for
holding high ground?
positioning. Yeah, that's what you were just talking about.
Yeah. So you as the tracer are just looking to take this coast side, and then if anyone drops down, you're collapsing on them. You're not actually going for these supports. You don't win that fight.
Yeah. Or this is
At all.
if they're holding close, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I like the Orisa more. And
Even if
once we
they're
win the fight,
on,
we
so
swap.
even if they're on a Rhine Diva comp, this comp wins. If they try to do that fucking in this room Rhine Diva,
fucking
Rhine
May
Sigma,
wall
Rhine
shit.
Orisa, whatever that shit is,
Yeah.
you run Pharmacy Junkrat.
And oh yeah, you fucking blap them out. You
Fuck
fucking
'em,
spam
dude.
them out. Yeah, that's
Pharmacy Junkrat
yeah.
with fucking Orisa Rhine. You blow them the fuck up, and then you just walk back to spawn and swap.
If they're in the little
That's it.
room.
Right, so you spam them out. That
you
once
keep
you
your
once you
Orisa?
spam out.
So you keep the Orisa, so your Orisa just pushes cart, and everyone goes back and swaps.
Okay, and then
That's it.
so instead of our ball comp, it's just that, but with an Orisa instead.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's very simple, very
Yeah,
easy.
because I was wondering what I was be doing as ball in that scenario, because I couldn't really do shit. I can't just like slam my gun.
Exactly.
But, yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Now on to second point. Dive is king on second, in my opinion. So, what was that attack comp? Not the close hold one, the other one.
Ball Diva.
Ball,
Tracer,
Diva,
Tracer Widow?
Widow, Tracer.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ball,
Widow Tracer. Yeah.
Diva, Widow, Tracer. And then it's Brig, Zen, or an Ana. Now, I think Ana's better here, and the reason for that is you don't have, with this comp, you don't have the counter dive potential of the Diva, because you have to control high ground, which means you have to
Right.
send your Diva high ground. So having the availability of the sleeve is our own way of providing counter dive for our backline accompanied by the Brig. Which
Okay.
is really good. Tracer, if they're running anyone on this high ground, your Tracer is going to deal with that. If everyone's on this high ground over here, your Tracer is going through bank to come in for the flank as we're staging our dive onto the high ground. We're having our Widow start off here, and then you're going to be making rotation back and over here. If they're holding further back onto this high ground, that enables you to come onto this high ground and hold this. And then your Tracer, again, would still look for that flank potential for the dive. and then you're getting a crossfire like this, or you're getting a crossfire like this.
Sorry, can you run? I had to do something for half a second. Can you run that back like a tiny bit, just like the
Okay.
last sentence,
So if the enemy team's holding, just the last sentence.
like the last sentence or two, yeah, just like the last two
Okay.
things you said.
So our widow's defaulting here. If they're
Okay.
on this high ground, our widow's rotating around here and getting our
Okay.
crossfire in that way, while our
Mhm.
tracer's coming for the flank. If there's someone over on this high ground, our tracer's going through coast to deal with them. If there's no one on this high ground, we have our tracer go for the flank again, and then our widow can come up over to this high ground and get her crossfire in that way.
Right. This is attack defense, right?
This is attack.
Okay.
This is attack.
Yeah. So I thought.
This strat tends to work very well. As long as your widow can click something, you typically win. That's
Good,
pretty much
man.
us. This point pretty much is completely dependent upon your widowmaker doing what widows do best, or a single decent pulse bomb, because they're going to be grouped up on this high ground. So a pulse bomb actually goes a lot longer of a way than most people think. Second point, ball over Orisa, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, because I can go for boops and shit.
Exactly. But yeah,
You
second
vaping
point's
over there, pal?
really straightforward for attack. Other than this, you can run Hanzo Tracer if you need more shield pressure or just more spam damage in general for your dive. Sombra is not an option, unfortunately. If she was an option, you would be 100% on Sombra for second. She is so fucking strong on second.
Mm-hmm.
Doom, in my opinion, is not a viable option on second as a dive hero.
It's too long the sites.
Genji is a valid option for
Probably
the
with
high ground,
Sombra, though.
except you don't have enough movement to deal with this high ground or to deal with this high ground, and that's why Genji's not as good here as a Widow or as a Widow Tracer combo or a Hanzo Tracer combo.
Yeah, you're not as oppressive just by existing.
Exactly. So you just go for the Widow Tracer and look to set up the crossfire with a flank in the dive.
Spicy.
Yeah. As a defending team, you can still run the dive. It's just about holding and controlling high grounds. That's it. You control the high grounds. You can go for a close hold, right? So it's the Doom Tracer comp. Your primary engagement area is here. All right. You have your Doom on the high ground with your ball. I'd like Diva here, and I'd like
Ooh.
Tracer over here.
On low ground or high ground?
Low.
That's low.
Low ground. Okay.
And then from here, you have your Zen and your Brig actually in the courtyard, because you're
That's
doing
interesting.
a bit of a
Interesting.
cheeky sort of strat. Not there though, actually here. You're doing a very cheeky strat.
And in
It's-
the carts.
this
in
is
the
like
carts-
The
Baiting-
cart's somewhere in this pink square.
Okay.
Right. This is kind of cool. It's like if they try to chase your diva, they just fucking expose their backline and you die from there. That's kind of cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a
it's-
diva mech or killing a diva for both of your fucking supports is not worth it at all. Even when your spawn is here, it's
Yeah.
not worth it. Diva gets back way too fast because your spawn is right here. You're not actually all the way back at that third spawn yet. So Diva gets one booster to here. She gets another booster up to this high ground, and then she doesn't even really have to booster to get over to the people here, but she can. And she won't even have to use a full booster. Diva gets back so fucking quickly. It's not worth it for them to trade a Diva for their backline. They end up losing
Right.
out on it because all of that ends up doing is expanding the kill zone to here.
Mhm.
And then you have your Zen and your Brig actually here, looking to cut for that engagement because they're actually you guys will actually be in range of your Brig to get armor for this engagement. And then you actually just have your Tracer on the low ground coming through church. Real simple.
Nice.
Any questions?
Not for this one.
So I'm coming through
Okay.
church if we're engaging.
If you're engaging in the second pink square,
in the second pick, in the first one, I'm just going.
in the
like,
first one you're here,
I'm just
in the
going on
second
obvious
one
place.
you're in church.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Okay, so that's that. Now let's go to third point. Now, third point, dive is viable, spam is king.
On both sides?
On defending side.
On defending? Okay.
Attacking, dive is king. So attack. If we're still running dive, boom, we're completely fine. Even if we have the Orisa, we're still fine.
Horse.
Yeah,
Third
we're still
point
running the
dive is good.
horse. The horse is completely fine. The exact same comp you're running all the way back on first is fine. Excuse me. But on second, spam's gonna be way more viable. You have your Sig, your Hanzo, and your Zen on this high ground, and you have your Orisa down here on this corner. Very simple. I know this kind of puts you only into like one real area that you can spam into, but this does allow us to control high ground, and it does allow the Sigma, Hanzo, and then the back up or even drop down if needed, and then it allows the Orisa comp to come around as well.
Right.
So you're not vulnerable to high ground, but you are controlling and applying pressure from high ground and pressure just to hold high ground.
I can make a board game of Overwatch, call it fucking Crossfires and High Grounds.
That's actually pretty funny.
It's like
There you
instead
go.
of shoots and ladders, fucking High Grounds and Crossfires.
That's a business idea right there.
Yeah, it's
Now attacking with
Sorry.
dive. Let's again identify our dive comp.
oh,
Wall.
Diva.
Who the
Don't
fuck is that?
be-
You animal?
Yeah,
Jesus, you have something wrong with
I
you.
did not say hey Siri.
just figure that out.
Third point, I do not like Widow. I prefer the Hanzo.
Yeah, you can use this is for defense or attack. Sorry,
Attack.
no. Yeah, okay, yeah. 'Cause you can drag
Again,
him. You can drag him top.
Brig, Zen. Our job is to control high ground. Booping them off a high ground, 100% viable here.
Mhm.
And that's because you want to be able to get your Hanzo to come through this area and get control over this high ground. That
Yeah.
enables you so fucking much because your Tracer is going to follow the same angle and
Just
get
underneath.
underneath and get ready to engage. Our engagement zones, by doing this, actually pushes the enemy team back here, which is just free fucking card space.
Yeah, you don't
You're
have to.
actually not even engaging here by
Yeah, I was
your
about to say.
aggressive positioning and forcing them away or force them off of high ground, and high ground control forces the enemy team away, and then objectives free.
And I assume you want to engage.
So what you end up forcing the enemy team to do is you actually end up forcing like a good enemy team, not like these random fucking retards you go against in OD. I'm talking about good teams, top tier 3 teams. What are they going to do? They're not. And this is something I'm actually working on with my EU team. It's as the defending comp, not allowing cart to move for free.
Mhm.
When if the enemy team's moving cart, you need value out of them moving cart. 9 times out of 10, you're to go against some fucking retards that are just gonna let you push that cart. And if they do that, fucking worth. Just let them. You don't even need to look for your dive. Just move
Yeah.
the fucking cart.
Literally just move cart till they start pushing up.
Yeah, and then once they start pushing cart, boom. Let's just dive them.
Yeah, you're just on the high ground already.
Exactly. Your Diva's going to be up here. Your Tracer's again underneath. Your Hanzo's on the high ground. Your Ball's on the high ground. Balk, you can even fucking look to come in and swing on them through the little opening here between the pillar.
Mhm.
And fucking slam them as they're pushing in. Fucking dicks at teams down. I wonder if I can get that Russian guy to work with you guys.
Sukabliet.
Drop BVP, huh?
He can't. He's so he lives in Russia, and since the coronavirus thing, his internet's been complete dog
How
shit.
does it have anything to do with the internet? What is it?
Because
Shutting down the
he
services.
has a team that one tricks dive.
Oh,
He
Dennis?
specializes in dive. He peaked 4.6 as a Zen main during dive meta before
That's a-
Goats came out.
That's a big brain gamer right there.
And he moved over into player dev coaching role, and he specializes in dive.
Ooh.
Excuse me. Yeah,
No dying. We have a.
and he's
VOD
played
over
on like top tier 3 teams. He's made it in the playoffs before.
there. Hmm.
So he's a real good player on his own. But yeah, he's a coach. His internet's real bad. So he can't like come in and actually do stuff. He can really only do VOD reviews off of like YouTube videos right now.
Wow.
That's fine. I'd love to just
Yeah.
listen to him listen to people do a VOD review of our own shit. That's like the best.
Yeah, if we can get a dive VOD, I'll see if he can review it for us.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty pog. He's a good guy. We're gonna be picking him up to actually work with my EU team for dive because we just got the square one guy for
Drop
VOD.
BVP, huh?
Any
Sorry.
questions?
Um.
How are we
I'm trying-
diving
I'm
high
trying to
ground
think.
if I'm on low ground?
You're not diving high ground.
You're just controlling it.
Oh, we're just controlling cart until they are forced to
We're
drop.
controlling cart and
Yeah.
trying to control high ground, and that's why your ball's pushing through the high ground and your diva's
Mhm.
getting up onto the island.
Yeah.
And that forces them away off of the high ground and enables you. Because
Yeah,
then
we
you're
can
also getting your
test
Zen spam from main onto the high ground for the crossfire. Like if there's an Orisa shield here, your Zen's just shooting the high ground and ignoring the Orisa shield.
Okay.
And getting the Discord on the someone up here to increase the amount of pressure we have up here, and that forces them off of high ground.
What does the defending
If not,
team
we
want to
just
do
keep
against
pumping
us?
damage into them.
What does the defending team want to do against this setup? What are they looking to do?
What
if
does the
they're a good
defending team want to do against
Yeah,
this setup?
like,
They
what are they
wanna-
looking to do? They want to push through top right, yeah?
They want to be, yeah. So as soon as they realize that we're on the Hanzo, they should recognize that we want our Hanzo to go to high ground, and then that means they play aggressively in this area here.
On the high ground, right?
Yeah, and instead of holding back here, they're actually pushing in order to deny you as ball from taking this high ground, meaning that then they have the Orisa here and their comp here, which kind of shuts down dive, and then you can literally just look to hard commit, use your ults if you have them, and then potentially swapping to spam or spam.
Okay, yeah, if you can't break it, you just have to swap.
And you swap
Yeah,
to spam.
I was thinking about that because top right's really strong if you just put all 6 people there.
Yeah,
Like,
if they are smart like that and they deny you from actually getting that positioning as dive, you just swap spam on your for yourself.
Okay, cool.
And then you're still applying pressure to high ground as your team is moving through.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be running Ori Sig, so your Orisa is playing on card, obviously, and then you're looking to push up. You can also have your entire team push up through this high ground if you're having trouble breaking it, and that completely forces high ground into your favor for control. Because they don't have the time to get everyone onto this high ground. Like they can wall here and get people up, but then you just fucking fuck them up.
Okay.
You can even just wall them off and they get no value and commit to the other people on the high ground as well.
Yeah, they literally have to go off.
Exactly. Then they'd have to go off of high ground and completely waste any of the value they got out of wall, except for just
Right.
making you use your own wall.
Okay.
And that's just a
Cool.
cooldown trade, which is just basic shit.
Nice.
Basic
Yeah,
wall.
I like to always try to figure out like what the enemy wants to do against like whatever comp we're doing, just so you know
Yeah.
what to look out for. If you like just looking for their setup, like recognizing it.
Yeah. All right. Any more questions?
Nope.
Okay. And the last map's Volskaya, right?